there. Welcome, welcome. So excited to have you with us tonight. Thank you for being here. This is our essential oils workshop. So be sure to stay tuned all the way to the end because we're going to be talking about all the different opportunities there are with Young Living. So it's going to be really, really fun. And then the recording is also going to be available too, so that you can always share this with a friend. My name is Tracy Black and I live in San Diego. And there's going to be 4 of us tonight who are going to be sharing all about essential oils, why we use them, how we use them, why we use them. It's going to be awesome. So wanted to kickstart us and talk to you a little bit about why I got into essential oils. Like, what is this stuff? And why should you start looking at it? So here's the thing is, for me, it was really just, I was looking for natural cleaners to replace in my home because my husband has autoimmune issues. And so we were just kind of finding that artificial scents and just chemicals, we were sort of already reading food labels because we found that certain food ingredients like gluten would exacerbate his symptoms. And so we transitioned from food to reading like our cleaners and our personal care products and skincare, and just noticed that he was having all kinds of issues. And so I just got essential oils just to try out for cleaning. And once I started using them for cleaning, I was like, wait, that's it? That's all that I need? Like essential oils, you know, a little Castile soap and some water, and I can make my own cleaner. Like, this is pretty amazing. What's all the other junk that's in all the products that we've been using? I couldn't believe how easy it was. And honestly, it was the unexpected benefit that I was getting that I never expected. But as we were using essential oils in our home for cleaning, replacing the air freshener, I just felt so much better. It was like the emotions. Oh, I just felt more relaxed and more at ease. I've got 3 boys, so sometimes it feels kind of crazy in my house. And I just felt like it would just, you know, calm on my nerves. And it was like sanity in a bottle for me. So it was amazing. So let me tell you what essential oils are. So really, they're the aromatic essences of plants. So they could be made from leaves, shrubs, petals, like rose petals, but they're basically just the aromatic essences. And so the way that they're made, they can actually be made a few different ways, but the gold standard way, there's a couple of ways. One is through something called steam distillation. It's like a big instant pot, right? Like it's a big pressure cooker, and they use steam distillation. So they put the botanicals, like the plant materials, in like a big distiller, and through just water, right through the steam, they separate the water they separate the oil from the water, and that's the oil that's in the bottle. Another way that you can get essential oils is from cold pressing. And with that cold pressing, like citrus fruits, right? Like when you squeeze on a lemon or an orange, right? There's like the oil that's on the rind. That's basically how you get oils that way. So those are kind of the gold standard ways, but you can use oils for so many things. And we're going to talk to you about this tonight. But let me just tell you, it's kind of overwhelming to think, how am I going to use all these oils? Like, I don't even know where to start. Like, what do I even need? This is why we like to do the classes. We're going to show you step by step how to do it and what to use. And number 1, what I would recommend is this right here. This is called the Premium Starter Kit. And it's got 12 oils. It comes with a diffuser, and we're going to kind of go through everything. But this is kind of like your best way to get started. Instead of feeling like, I don't know what to do, which ones to start with, we're going to show you, because here's the thing. You're going to want all 12 of these oils because they have so many different uses. My first one that I wanted to show you is frankincense. Let me just tell you the funny story with frankincense is, when I got my kit, I was like, Franken, what? I'm never going to use this. And I almost gave it away. And now it's like my favorite oil in the kit. Let me tell you why. It is like, ladies, Spanx for your face. Like the fine lines and the wrinkles. Yep, it's for that. I also get sunspots because I like to spend time in the sun. This is like amazing for like evening out your skin tone and texture. Really, you can just add a couple of drops, put it in your favorite moisturizer, and put it on your skin, and literally just do that every day. You'll totally see a difference. It's not like, when you're going to, like the dermatologist and it's like instant results. Like, it takes time because it's nature, right? But after like about 20 or 30 days, you'll totally see a difference. Like when I compare pictures between before and after, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's pretty dramatic. So frankincense is amazing. Frankincense is also really great for emotional support. So you may know that frankincense was mentioned in the Bible, right? It was given to Jesus at the time of his birth because it was worth more than gold. I'm telling you, it's because those ladies knew this was like Spanx for the face. That's why it was worth more than gold. So I think, you know, Mary knew. She was like, yes, give me all the frankincense, people. But it's also really good for emotional support. Like the times when I feel really overwhelmed, right? I go into my room, close my door, my kids are driving me crazy, and I'll do frankincense, like just put it on the back of my neck, put a drop in my hand and cup over my nose, and it's like instant relief. So another oil that comes in the kit that I absolutely love is called Panaway. So Panaway is a blend made with clove, wintergreen, peppermint, and helichrysum. So just kind of look at the name Panaway. This is like the different, I wish I could say it, but I can't say it. But think of it like this. It helps to like ease muscle tension, like joints. You've been sitting at a desk all day. You've been standing all day. Like, oh my gosh, how many of us are sitting at a computer watching Zoom? Oh my goodness, at the end of the day, my head totally feels it. So what I like to do is I'll just open it up and do a couple of drops like in my hand. So because it's got wintergreen and peppermint, you don't want to get it anywhere near your eyes. Focus more like around the hairline, right? In the temples. The other one that I like to do is like after a workout, or I've got like some back stuff going on, like low back. What I like to do is a few drops with like a little bit of coconut oil and just rub it on my back. And it's so soothing. It feels so nice. So highly recommend Panaway. The ingredients in particular have like a warming and cooling effect, and also just kind of like soothe those tense muscles. So again, really good, whatever you're kind of doing, whether it's a workout, sitting or standing all day. So this kit, I'm going to show you. There's 10 oils on top, but when you open it up, there's more goodies on the bottom. Okay, it's like your little surprise down here. And this is one of the goodies that I wanted to talk to you about is one of my fave oils. It's called Stress Away. So this is a blend made with copaiba, cedarwood, vanilla, lime, acacia, and lavender. So what's really cool about the oils is that you can kind of get a sense for the use based on the name. So this oil blend in particular helps to melt the stress away, like literally. So when I first got my kit, I ditched the perfume. The cologne, my husband wears Stress Away and it smells amazing on him. Let me just tell you. But it's also great. What I like to do is like an Epsom salt bath. So I'll get a cup of Epsom salt, do like 3 or 4 drops of Stress Away, just a tiny bit of like coconut oil or almond oil, and put that in the bath. I feel like it's like Calgon, take me away. I might be dating myself here, but it's like, take me to the spa, right? I'm just like here, like give me a glass of wine. Like I feel like it's all good. I feel like I've got all the awesome calming oils, which is amazing. But I also love this one in the diffuser, which is also something that we're going to talk about in just a little bit. But you can even use it to replace your air fresheners. But Stress Away is definitely going to be one that you're going to want to have in your arsenal to help with emotional support. And again, just to kind of melt the stress away. So I think right now I'm going to pass this on over to Sherry, and she's going to share her favorites.
Everyone, my name is Sherry Placco and I'm a teacher. So it's been a crazy year for me, but I want to tell you a little bit about how I got started with Young Living. Back in 2015, out of the blue, no warning, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune. My body was in a full flare. And for about 7 months, I was on high doses of steroids and a bunch of other medications that really weren't doing anything for me. In fact, I was taking 12 Advil a day just to function. And I knew there had to be something better. And I happened to see a little ad for a class just like this that my good friend Stacy Cook here was teaching. And I went to learn about these essential oils that I really never knew anything about. I thought it was just something that made your house smell good. I was like, well, I already have air fresheners. What do I need these things for? People, I had no idea until I learned the difference. I heard all these amazing things and I was still like, I need to go and like look these things up. So why did I choose Young Living? Well, it came down to this little thing called Seed to Seal. Young Living is the only company that provides it. And Young Living is the first and longest lasting essential oil company. We've been around for over 27 years. And this commitment that they have to quality is unlike anything else that's out there. What Seed to Seal means is that they control everything from the seed they source that goes in the ground to the seal that goes on that bottle of the products that come to your home. I mean, it's totally amazing. And guys, here's the coolest part. We own all of our own farms around the world, or they're very carefully cultivated partner farms that have to adhere to our same seal to seal policy. And Stacy, Tracy, Wendy, and I, we've all been to the farms in Utah. Um, some of us have also been to the ones in Idaho, and I know Tracy's been to quite a few more of our farms across the world. But you want to know what's really cool? It's not like I got an engraved invitation. They're open to anybody. Anybody can walk into the farms and ask if they can see what's being distilled that day. It is a very open and transparent process so that you can see exactly what's happening to the plants and how it gets into that bottle. It's amazing. And I don't know about you, but like I buy organic food and I look for that non-GMO label. It's the same with essential oils. If you are using these on your skin, and we're going to talk about how you can use some of them internally, you want to know your farmer, right? I mean, that's really what it came down for me. Like, I wanted to know where these products came from. I wanted to trust my farmer on the things that I was putting in and on my body. And guys, I've never looked back. It has been the most amazing 5+ years of my life since I've started using essential oil products, because here's the exciting news. I've been medication free since March of 2016. And I have an autoimmune and I've had a lot of other health issues. And I teach like in a petri dish, let's be honest. I teach 8-year-olds for a living. Obviously, the past years have been a little different. But beyond that, it's been great. And my health has never been better. I haven't been sick in years. And I really attribute it to the lifestyle that I have developed because of Young Living and the things I've learned that go back to what Tracy talked about getting those chemicals out of our home. So I want to talk about a few of my favorite oils that come in that starter kit that Tracy mentioned. The first one is Valor. I love this one. I call this my bravery oil. So this is an amazing blend. It's kind of like liquid courage, right? This is a blend that contains frankincense. You already heard about Frank, blue tansy, geranium, blue spruce, and camphorwood. The smell of this is intoxicating. They also like to call this a chiropractor in a bottle, because after you've been adjusted, if you go to a chiropractor, roll it on your spine. It's going to help you keep that alignment better. But I'm going to tell you a little something before I go to school, because I am back in person teaching right now. I roll this on my spine every day just for the courage of going back into the building and doing the things I'm doing all day. But this is all about confidence and empowerment and balancing and just calming. And a quick little tip: if you or a significant other in your household tends to snore at night, try a drop of this on the big toe. Just saying, it's helped a lot in our house. Another one that I love to talk about is Citrus Fresh. So I live in the Chicago area, so it's been kind of a long winter. Citrus Fresh is my sunshine in a bottle. Now, Wendy's going to talk to you a little bit about how to use oils, but I want you to notice that this is a white labeled bottle. So when Wendy's talking about that, remember that. Citrus Fresh is an amazing blend. It's got orange, tangerine, grapefruit, lemon, mandarin, and spearmint. So it's just like all the goodness in one place. This white bottle means you can use it internally. So I love it in my diffuser, but I also like it in my water. So this is just amazing to make everything smell good. And it also is very uplifting to your emotional state. So it's diffusing a lot here in the wintertime and for us in the Chicago area. And then my final oil that I'll share with you tonight is Peppermint. So back before I knew about Young Living, I used to get really bad migraines, and someone told me to get peppermint essential oil. And again, I didn't know what they were. So I got this bottle of peppermint at the grocery store, and they're like, oh, just put it on your forehead. And I slather it on my forehead, and I'd be like, oh yeah, it kind of smells okay, but it didn't help. Don't do that with ours. Ours is very strong and potent. Sometimes all you need to do is open the bottle and give it a smell. 1 drop of our peppermint essential oil is equivalent to what you would get in 26 cups of tea. Now think about why restaurants give you peppermint candies, because it's good for your digestion. Amazing for digestion. amazing for anything you've got going on, like anything head related. I love to just open this up and smell it, or put a drop on my finger on each side of my head, one drop, share it between. Really strong and potent, but amazing. I know that's a lot of information, right? But I've got something else I want to talk about because I'm back in my classroom. You and that little bottom of the box that Tracy showed you with all the extra goodies, there's also this amazing Thieves Spray. So we've already mentioned a little bit about the chemicals, and you want to know what's in the things you're cleaning with. Well, I carry this in my purse. There's one in my car. I mean, they're everywhere. This is a great little surface spray to bring with you for like those grocery carts, you know. I won't use those chemical wipes. My husband always laughs at me, but I was like, oh no. I've got my Thieves Spray, I spray it, let it dry for a moment, and I'm good to go. So this I bring with me for all the things, for all the places. And if I only wear my mask for a few minutes in a store and I come back, I'm one of those that I leave it like hanging on my turn signal handle if I don't wear it for a long time, just so I have one. I spray this in the mask just to like freshen it up in between the wears when I'm going in and out of the store. So guys, so many good things, right? I could go on all day, but I don't want to just hog the time. So I'm going to send it over to Wendy now.
Thanks, Sherry. That was rad. I love hearing your story. It's so amazing. And I share your story with so many people. I can't even tell you. All right. It's amazing how it's cleaned up in your life. You know what I mean? So amazing. I love that. You guys all have amazing stories, and I'm so glad you guys came to hear from all of us. We have a passion for doing this, and it's really cool. So I'm going to talk to you guys about really quick how I got into this. And then I'm going to talk to you about the different ways that you can use the essential oils. All right. So I got involved with Young Living back in 2015. But prior to that, in 2012, I was diagnosed with 3 different autoimmune diseases. And I didn't agree with any of the diagnoses that I got. And I wasn't interested in just taking a medicine. I wanted to find out what was causing my sicknesses. And so I'm a scientist, and God just gave me that inquisitive why mentality. And so I just searched things out, and I started seeing that there is a commonality between a lot of women my age. And it all came back and narrowed down onto toxins within our home, within our beauty products. And so it made me kind of have eyes wide open to what was in my home. And so I kind of freaked out, took everything out, and then I was like, oh crud, but we need something. And so I'd heard a little bit about essential oils, but I wasn't, I tried some from the grocery store, didn't have any luck. And my friend Stacy is my old college roommate. And so she was doing some oils, and you trust friends, right? And she kept touting how she was using these oils, and I was like, really? Come on, can they really work? And so she actually sent me a few, and they worked fantastically. I mean, she sent me a few drops from a few bottles. They worked so amazingly that I was like, okay, sign me up. And so that was the history for me. So I jumped in feet first, and we have not looked back. We saw such amazing results that we do everything oil now, oil-based, or everything, I should say, Young Living. So we do all of our supplements and beauty products, our makeup, everything from Young Living, and it's pretty rad. So let me tell you first about a few ways to use our essential oils. Okay, so there's 3 different ways that we can use them. We can use them topically, that's on our skin. We can use them aromatically, like we would get from a diffuser here, or we can use them internally, like Sherry started talking about. So topically, you guys, you're going to be able to put them on your skin. All right, I have lavender here that I'm going to tell you guys about. Lavender is a great oil that you can use neat. Okay, neat means that you can just put a drop on your skin, and it's not really it's not an incredibly strong oil, so you can just put it on your skin and it won't hurt. It smells amazing. Lavender is one of my most favorites. But the problem is all those little molecules that you can smell so readily, they're super teeny, and they want to evaporate, okay? And we don't want them to evaporate too much because we want them going in on us and into us, okay? So we use something called the carrier oil, and I have a little bit of carrier oil in this roller bottle. And when I put it on here, I'm putting like a big size, like a fat molecule onto my skin, and it's kind of holding in the small essential oils into our skin, and they kind of make those oils last longer, okay? And they kind of drive them into our body rather than it's going to evaporate off of our body, all right? Because when you use these, oh my gosh, when you guys get your box, they smell so amazing. You want to covet all the oil for yourself, okay? Well, maybe your family too, but mostly you, okay? All right, so that is topically, so you can use them. One of my favorite ways to use this too, I used it today. I'm a teacher and I sometimes lose focus, and I like to put a drop on my head of my lavender. Incredible for when you have that squirrel mentality. Okay, and I work with kids. It's like everywhere. So this, I just, it's always with me. Okay, so lavender on your head is amazing. So that's a topical way to use it. Another way to use it is using your diffuser. So when you diffuse something, you're able to get those molecules straight into your body when you're breathing it in through your nose, and it takes it into your system and your body starts to use them. When you're breathing in, they go in within seconds, okay? When you put it on topically, it's like within 20 minutes, that oil is within every cell in your body, every cell, because they're so teeny, they can go in. All right, they diffuse through your body just like water would. And so water doesn't have any limits within our bodies. So as oils can go, so can water, okay? So it's pretty cool. All right, so aromatically is fantastic. You can also take the lid off your bottle and just breathe straight from that. Tracy was talking about Stress Away before. Stress Away is one of those oils I have tucked away everywhere, and I will often just smell it from the bottle because I need to get de-stressed because of my kids or the kids I'm teaching, okay? I love them, but they stress you out, okay? So aromatically is fantastic. You can also put a drop in your hand and breathe deeply, and that's another way to get them in by breathing. All right, and the third way I want to talk to you guys about is taking it internally. Sherry had talked to you guys about a different label that you can see. Going back to lavender, you can see there's a white label. I'm sorry, my light is terrible here for you guys. So there is a white label and there is a purple label for lavender, okay? This means that label means that you can take it internally. This one means that you can put it on the outside of your body. They are the exact same oils, okay? Same oil, no difference, just the different in the bottling, okay? It's like different t-shirts, but the same thing, okay? So one means that you can, it's like a roadmap to say, I can take this internally and I put this one on my body, okay? But it's the same oil otherwise. When I go to reorder, I always buy the big one, okay? Because it's more cost effective. All right. So internally, a way you can do them, you can take one in with a little, I have a little veggie capsule here. You can put it in a veggie capsule. One of my favorite ways is to put it in some water and you can drink it in. All right, so there's a few different ways, and you can also, with our vitality oils, you can cook with them also. So many different ways, you guys, to learn about these oils. And we always have classes, so you can always come and learn more. All right, so I already told you guys about my lavender that I was going to talk to you about. So I love it for focus. It's great for skin and hair health. Anytime you have a skin irritation, it's a great oil to put straight on your skin. It's amazing for sleep. And it's also amazing for helping with seasonal support if you start sneezing around certain times of the year, okay? Another oil I want to talk to you guys about is lemon. So lemon, you'll see, comes in the Vitality line as well as the regular bottle, all right? Lemon is one of those amazing oils that you can use for so many things. I love putting lemon in my water as a detox. It works really well. I just take my bottle, and I'm always going to use glass or stainless steel. I'll put a drop in my water and I just drink it up. It goes through your body and it's a nice, gentle cleanse for the inside of your body. All right. It's cool. One of these bottles, cold pressed, it takes 75 lemons to be cold pressed from the rind to fill one of these 15 milliliter bottles. Pretty cool, huh? I would never do that. I would rather buy it from Young Living, just saying, okay? And you know, it's going to be really good lemon oil too. All right. So lemon, Sherry had mentioned that during the winter months, if you're not seeing a lot of sunshine, this is a great one along with the Citrus Fresh, any of the citrus oils to diffuse, and it's it's uplifting for your mood. So lemon has so many different uses. It's one of my favorite oils. All right. My last one I'm going to tell you guys about is one of my favorites as well. It's Thieves. All right. Thieves also comes with the white label. And it comes in the regular big label bottle, sorry. So Thieves is a mix of clove, lemon, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And it's for wellness, you guys, for all things wellness. So any seasonal stuff that comes along, I love to diffuse my Thieves. I'm in a classroom with kids all day long. I love to diffuse my Thieves, okay? It's amazing. I make a roller bottle out of this one, and I can put my Thieves in it, and I can roll it on my wrist. I can roll it on the bottom of my feet. I can roll it if I'm having a little, I don't know, soreness around my neck. I'm going to roll it around my neck, okay? Thieves is amazing for wellness. One of my favorite tricks for teaching, I like to put Thieves. I put about 20 drops in water, and then I put a spray top on here. When I'm teaching my little kids, I teach 5, 6 classes straight, and I don't stop talking. And so it's a nice, I can spray down the back of my throat, and it totally soothes my throat, and it lets me keep talking without losing my voice. So it's really cool. So I told you Thieves is all wellness. All right. Sherry was talking to you about a little spray for her hands. Well, I'm going to tell you guys about one of my favorites. It's the Thieves hand sanitizer. All right. And this is so much better than the normal one that you'd find at the store. You only need like a little pea-sized drop. All right. And you only put it to the areas that you touch things with. You don't have to put it on the back of your hands, because I don't use the back of my hands, but I use the fronts in my fingertips. Okay. It makes your hands so moisturized that does not dry out. The ones that you use at the store are really bad, you guys. They put bad chemicals in you. And then they actually make your hands really porous. Whenever you pick something up, it can actually be as an attractant to other chemicals to bring them in, kind of like a sponge into your body. And you don't want that. So I love the Thieves. This one is actually okayed by the FDA so that we can say that it kills 99.9% of germs. Okay. So, which is pretty radical, right? For something that's completely natural. So this one has aloe in it to keep your hands nice and moisturized. And there's also peppermint oil. It smells fantastic, you guys. All right. Well, to keep things going along so you guys can get on with your night, I'm going to pass it off to my friend Stacy.
Thank you, Wendy. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, good. All right. That's awesome. I love doing these classes with Wendy and all these ladies, but I really love all the science from Wendy and molecule talk. To share a little bit about how I got started, I started using essential oils about 6 years ago. When I first started researching them, I was pregnant. And part of the reason that I was interested in them is it was the first time that I was really paying attention to the things I put on my body. So I had spent a lot of time focused on eating healthy and worrying about what I put in my body, but I had not really thought at all about my personal care products that were going on my skin, my lotions, face serums, deodorants. And I really wasn't thinking about my cleaning products either. So now, when I was pregnant, it was just kind of this shift in the way I was thinking, and I was really starting to become aware of that. And I was becoming a label reader, kind of like what Tracy was talking about. And frankly, I was exhausted from standing in the aisles of Target and reading all the labels and being so frustrated, feeling like there was not a single clean product there that I could feel good about buying and taking home and using in my home and exposing my family to. So I knew I wanted to try some DIYs and making some of my own natural skincare products, cleaning products. So I actually found Tracy's blog, which had tons of natural living information, so good. And I had, started reading up on essential oils, and all of those DIY recipes I had found all included essential oils. So I knew I needed to get some. So I just scooped up that little starter kit of oils and started making some of those recipes, and I love them. I made body butters, facial serums, lip balms, deodorant, some natural cleaners, and everything worked so well and everything smelled so good. It was fantastic. And Tracy had plugged me into the online education community. So I was starting to learn more and realized that, I was just kind of scratching the surface of what you can do with the oils, and they can do so much more, as you've heard tonight, support your immune system and musculoskeletal system and emotions and everything. So sleep. So we just really started diving into using them for all different things. And I found that they just empowered me to take control of my family's health. And we had this natural first line of defense that became really the main thing, and sometimes really the only thing we use to support our bodies. And it's been an incredible journey. So that's how I got started. And I'm going to share a few of my favorite oils out of the starter kit with you tonight. The first one is Digize. And you'll see it has that white label that the ladies have talked about. Now, Digize is unique. It has anise and fennel and peppermint. So it's got this really like digestive-y smell to it. And a lot of people don't love it. When I first got my kit, Digize wasn't included in it. So when they added it to the kit, I realized that I should order it because obviously Young Living thinks everyone needs it. So I got it and I opened the bottle and I smelled it and I put it down and I was like, I don't like that. I'm not going to use that. And I was done. Fast forward a few months, my husband and I were traveling and we were out to dinner and then had gone out for dessert of these famous donuts, totally overindulged, ate way too much gluten, way too much sugar, things we weren't normally eating. And I felt sick, like so sick. We went back to the hotel room. I had my Digize in my little travel oil bag. At the time, I think I didn't have a very big oil collection. Maybe I brought all my oils. I don't know. But I had my Digize with me and I put a few drops in a capsule. And then I actually rubbed some topically on my stomach too. And within 10 to 15 minutes, I had so much relief from that bloating, stuffed, I'm never going to eat again feeling. And I was totally sold on Digize. And since then, it always travels with me. It's the thing I turn to whenever I kind of off-road on my diet and eat things outside of my usual. So it's fantastic. One tip I would say about Digize is this is probably not one you're going to put in your diffuser. It is not the best use of it. Just keep that topical or internal is my recommendation. Another one, I think this is one of Young Living's most popular blends, is Peace and Calming. So Peace and Calming, again, the label tells us what they're for. It is for all the peace and all the calming. It's a fantastic blend. It has tangerine and orange and ylang ylang and blue tansy, patchouli, and smells really good. It's kind of sweet and floral and calming. It's just, I love it. So this one I like in the diffuser. We have, I find this is good for all the little creatures right now. So we have a puppy and she's mainly in the kitchen. So I diffuse Peace and Calming in the kitchen nonstop. I also have a 6-year-old, and so he needs a lot of peace and calming too. So I like to roll this up and down his spine. We do that in the morning and when he gets home from school, because when he gets home from school is that like period where things can go sideways and like maybe there's going to be like a real hangry type of incident or something. So we do a lot of like calming oils right after school, and Peace and Calming really helps us kind of avoid those tantrums. Peace and Calming also great for you or, moms, adults, when you're feeling overwhelmed or just need a moment of zen and calm. So Peace and Calming. Then the third one I want to share with you is Raven. So Raven is another blend, and this one has Ravensara, which is kind of like eucalyptus-y, and then it also has wintergreen and a handful of other oils. It smells really good. This is your vaporizing rub alternative. So it's great if you feel like you need a little help to breathe easier. You just put a drop of Raven in your palm, add a little dab of coconut oil, rub them together, slather it on. It's just going to really help you take deep breaths easily. It's very calming, relaxing. It's kind of got that like eucalyptus-y spa vibe to it. Really nice in the diffuser at the end of the day, or if you need a little help breathing overnight, like you're feeling a little stuffed up, then you get Raven in the diffuser, and it's fantastic. And I dilute Raven. I'll use that on my son too, just dilute it a little bit extra for him, no big deal. So those are, I think that's all 12 oils we just covered in the kit. One thing we didn't talk about that is really important and probably deserves a class all on its own, and that is a Ningxia Red. So you get 2 packets of Ningxia Red in your kit, and this is Young Living's antioxidant drink. So it is packed with antioxidants. It's made with the wolfberry, which is from the Ningxia province of China. It is comparable to the goji berry, which I just feel like more people are familiar with, but it is just packed with antioxidants, and our bodies need antioxidants because on a regular basis, we are just bombarded with free radicals. Which are not good for our cells, and our cells cause oxidation in our cells, and that is the aging process. So we need antioxidants in our bodies to keep us feeling young and vibrant and healthy. Ningxia Red is also fantastic for your immune system, your digestive system. It's great for your eyes, so many things that it supports. And all you need is an ounce, 1 to 2 ounces a day. So my family, we just line up shot glasses. Everyone gets a shot. I also use it as a carrier for any other oils I might want to ingest in the morning. So like if I feel like I need some, Thieves or lemon or whatever it might be. So that is Ningxia Red. You get those 2 sample packets in your starter kit. And I highly recommend when you get your starter kit, you pop those in the fridge immediately because they're better cold, I think. So one other thing I need to share about really quickly is Young Living's loyalty program, which is Essential Rewards. So Essential Rewards is a fantastic option for stretching your wellness budget. So it gives you the ability to ditch and switch over time and get kind of the best bang for your buck because you earn rewards back. So like the ladies were saying, you can't go home and just throw everything out. That's not realistic. And no matter how much you might want to get all those chemicals out of your house in one fell swoop, that's too challenging. You can't do that to yourself. You need to do things slowly over time. It's a journey, step by step. And Essential Rewards is the best way to do that because you can slowly swap things out over time. You can swap out items in your bathroom 1 month, in your kitchen the next month, and some personal care products and some makeup, cleaning products, and just kind of take your time, stretch it out, and then you maximize those rewards. And you get basically free points that you can use towards free products. So it's a great way to do that. And I highly recommend it. Obviously, we've been talking about the starter kit. The starter kit is the best way to get started with Young Living because it gives you that variety of oils and it gives you the biggest bang for your buck. It is the most deeply discounted item on Young Living's website. If you were to purchase all the items individually, you would spend over $400, but we are blessed because Young Living puts all those items together in that kit with the diffuser for just $165. So it's a huge bargain. And along with that kit, you also get a lifetime wholesale membership. So you're always going to get 24% off everything you purchase from Young Living in the future, which is fantastic. I recommend that when you get your kit, you make it your first Essential Rewards order because that is going to give you an additional $10 in points right off the bat. So it's a really great way to get started. So how do you get your kit? Get back with the person who invited you here. They are going to walk you through how to get your kit, and then they are going to help get you plugged into our community because we are so lucky to have a vibrant online educational community. Tracy and her leaders have done an amazing job really creating just a wealth of information and knowledge for everyone who gets started with our team. So definitely get back with the person who invited you here and have them help you get plugged into that when you get your kit, because it's so valuable and it's going to help you get the most out of your kit. So I want to thank all of you for coming and joining us for our product and oil education part of tonight. What we're going to do now is we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to transition to talk a little bit about the income option that comes along with Young Living. So get ready, because we are going to pack a ton of information into 15 minutes for you. And before we've done this in 30 minutes. So we'll see how this goes. The first thing I want to do is talk to you a little bit about the difference between a traditional job and network marketing, okay? Most traditional jobs today give us linear income, right? So if you make $20 an hour and you work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, at the end of the year, you're making about 40 grand. If you want to make extra income, you need to work more hours, either at your current job or a second job. So you're essentially trading your time for dollars. So more money means more time and hoping for that annual raise, right? And like on average, maybe your raise is going to be 3%. So it's going to take you a really long time to grow that paycheck. Now, fortunately, there is another way, and it starts with asset income. Asset income is where you do something once and you get paid on it multiple times over and over. I think a really good example of that is writing a book. You write a book once, you get paid, and every time someone buys the book. Now, that's asset income. Now, of course, you need the skills to write the book, and you need to write a book that people want to buy. So network marketing provides the option to create asset income without having a unique skill set, like best-selling author. So network marketing is when you sell a product through a company and generate income from the product you sell. There's very little upfront investment, and the focus is really on sharing your own stories about your successes and experiences with the product to educate others on why they might want to try the product. Personally, I did not even know what network marketing was when I got my Young Living starter kit of oils. I found out about the income option after Tracy added me to her Facebook group, and I saw that this was her job. And I thought it seemed like a really awesome job. So at that time, when I got those oils, I was working a corporate job in a cube. I made good money, but my job was really unfulfilling to me. And even though both my husband and I had good jobs, we were drowning in his 6-figure student loan debt. We were living paycheck to paycheck. My husband was riding his bike to work so we could avoid buying a second car. And we wanted to buy our first home, but we just didn't feel like it was, in the cards for us at that time. Then on top of that, we had a 3-month-old baby, and I had just returned to work from maternity leave. Now, I never had that desire to be a full-time stay-at-home mom, but I also did not feel great about leaving my child with someone else for 9 hours a day. I felt like there had to be something in the middle with more flexibility. So when I fell in love with my oils and I saw all that they could do for my family and I was using them all the time, it was just a no-brainer for me to start telling my friends and family about them, especially when I saw it as a way to get our student loan debt paid off faster and create more freedom in our lives. So fast forward 5 years and a whole lot of oily conversations later, and our student loan debt is fully paid off. Our 2 cars are paid off. We live debt-free outside of our mortgage. So yes, we were finally able to buy a home. And in 2017, I left my corporate job to pursue Young Living full-time. And this has given me the flexibility in my schedule to spend more quality time with my son, especially during those preschool years before he was in full-time school. Afternoons out for like a special treat or going to the nature center are some of my favorite memories of those years. And I wouldn't have had that without Young Living. The business side of Young Living has been a blessing in my life. It's fulfilled me in a way that my corporate job never did. And it's helped me grow into a better person, because a lot of personal development is involved when you start a network marketing business. And there's another benefit to a network marketing business that a lot of people don't think about. Your network marketing business is willable. So you can pass it down to your children or anyone of your choosing. Unfortunately, in my family, we've already experienced this. My mom was one of my leaders and growing her Young Living business. And when she passed away, her entire business transferred to my husband. So her Young Living paycheck remains in our family. That's very different than a traditional job. Her retail job is certainly not still sending us her paycheck, but Young Living is. And that's really powerful when you think about legacy income for your children and your family. So now I'm going to pass it over to Wendy. She's going to share a little bit about her business journey and some more unique aspects of a network marketing business.
Thank you, Stacy. That was awesome. I love hearing how you were able to leave your job. I just love that. Envious, want to get there one day. All right. My story kind of started when I shared with you guys how I got in, started with Young Living. Within the first month that I had signed up, I actually shared my love of the oils and how they were working. Within the first month, I could see stuff working, and I shared it with one of my friends, and she signed up, and I was like, "Ooh, I got this little $50 check." And I'm, for us at the time, I was not working, I wasn't teaching, and I was home. I had all my kids at home, and so we were living paycheck to paycheck. And I had I'd signed up for Essential Rewards, but I kind of felt guilty because I was like, we don't really have the money to pay for that, but it's really good for our health. We need it. And so it was really cool to get that check in, and it covered my Essential Rewards. And I was like, I don't feel bad anymore, right? I was like, oh, let's do that again. Okay. So I started sharing because our story worked so well. I was able to, how Stacy was saying how we changed products a little bit at a time. So I was going away from getting the cleaners out, and I was moving Thieves in. I was moving cold medicines and stuff like that out, and I was moving the oils in. And as I was doing that, I was building a testimony, and I was building that testimony that I could go and share with other people, and when I was able to share it and to say, hey, try this, let me welcome you or introduce you to this wellness, right? Because everyone needs that wellness out there, you guys. It's not, it's making the money is fantastic, but really the wellness is what we want to get out there, because the product speaks for itself. We just got to get the product to the people. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So that's how I started in to do the business, because I was like, wow, that was really fun to share that with my friend, and I got money for it. And so I can get my ER again. All right. So that's what I originally got into it for, to pay for my ER. It's since now been, I'm going on 5 years. And so, it's grown a little bit for me. But one of the cool things about doing and having your own business with Young Living is the freedom and flexibility that it offers you. So I homeschool my kids, and I teach 3 days a week. And I'm able to juggle all of that, and I make my own hours for when I do my Young Living time. When I'm reaching out to my people who have signed up under me, and I'm constantly helping and guiding them, I can do it whenever and wherever. I usually wait for my kids to go to bed, so there's quiet here, and then I can focus a little bit more. But there's such liberty in being able to do it when I want and how I want. Okay. A lot of people can jump full-fledged into it, like Stacy was able to. Tracy totally did and grew her business. Stacy did as well. And Sherry does too. I'm going a little bit slower because I have too many balls that I'm trying to juggle at the moment, but there's going to be a time that I can hit it a little harder. And that's like the beauty of it, because it's so personalized that you can do it however it works for you, So it's amazing. And so one of the coolest things here is, if you see all 4 of us here, you guys. So Stacy and I knew each other from school. Okay. But I didn't know Sherry and I didn't know Tracy until I got into the fold, if you will. Okay. And that's one of the coolest parts of doing this Young Living business is it opens up relationships that you wouldn't even realize that would be there. Right. So these girls are some of my good friends now because of the oils. If we didn't have the oils, we would not have that friendship. And it's really cool. So I love that, you know, people love to talk. People love to have community and they love connection. All right. I just sat and listened to a bunch of junior hires today, and I was just listening to each one of them wanting to tell their own story. Okay. So people need that connection, and you have an ability to like bridge that gap to make that connection happen, especially right now with this, you know, stuff going around, right? People are isolated and they're craving, and they need to have that people to people contact. People thrive with that, you guys. I love it. So I guess, and what I'm trying to say and share with you guys is when you share your experience, you're going to bless somebody. And by helping them, you bless you. Does that make sense? It's so amazing to be able to do this business. I never would have guessed I would be doing this. This is not why I bought my kit. Okay. I bought my kit to get well. And now I'm here sitting with you guys teaching classes. Okay. So it's so much fun. I encourage you to jump in feet first and figure it out along the way. All right. I am going to pass it off now to Sherry. Am I going to Sherry? Sorry, girls. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And I want to reiterate what Wendy just said. I didn't know any of these ladies before my oily journey began. And I feel like I could call any of them up, and we live all over the place. Tracy and Wendy are in California, but I could call them if something was happening to just talk as a friend. Stacy, I'm fortunate, lives 10 minutes from me, but the community of people that Young Living has brought into my life has totally expanded and enhanced my life in so many ways. But a little bit about the business side for me, and Stacy will tell you, I had zero intention of doing the business, like none. I'm a teacher. I teach littles. I spend 60 to 80 hours a week outside of the classroom, inside the classroom, doing all the things I do. And I ordered my kit in early September of 2015. And my niece had heard that I was using these oils, and she came over after like the Christmas, during my holiday break, and we sat and talked for like 2 hours. And she was like, "Oh, well, how do I get those?" And I was like, "You call Stacy." And she was like, "Okay." And so I called Stacy, and she was like, "Well, why don't you sign her up?" I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't have the time. I don't want to deal with that. No. So Stacy signed up my niece because I wanted nothing to do with this. Now, back to my autoimmune. When my flare hit, I could barely move. I teach 8-year-olds. I'm always moving around in my classroom and around the building, and I was walking like a 90-year-old woman. I was in chronic pain everywhere. I could barely move. And once I started using the products and getting the chemicals out of my life and healing my gut and doing all these things, I went back to me again. And all of my coworkers are like, "Wow, what's going on? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh man, these oils, I can't tell you. I'm drinking this Digize Red every day." And people wanted to know more. And I was like, "Well, I don't know. It's these things in the box." And then Stacy again said to me, "Well, I don't think you're choosing the business. I think it's choosing you." And that's really what this was for me, because it changed my life so dramatically for the positive. I feel like it's now my responsibility to let everybody know how amazing these products can be for them. So that's really how I started the business. It was accidentally, never a plan, just kind of part of my journey. And it's something that I have loved since the first time I started it. And like Wendy, I was ordering a lot on those monthly Essential Rewards orders because I was drinking all the Digize Red, because I had read that was really beneficial for my autoimmune with some supplements that I was taking. And that's another story. And so when I earned that first paycheck, from signing up a friend who was someone I sat at all my son's football games, talking about the products, just having a conversation. I was like, oh, wait, that's going to help pay for Ninja Red. That's what really started it. And it started with my friends. And I think that's a really big issue that a lot of people have is about, well, I don't want to sell to my friends. Well, let me ask you a question. If a new restaurant comes up, don't you ask your friends about it? Right? You're like, hey, has anyone been to that new restaurant down the street? How is it? Is it good? You trust your friends, right? Or if a new store opens up, has anyone been there? What's it like? If you're like me, we have a neighborhood group for our suburb, and ooh, you know really quickly what's good and what's not, right? But you trust your friends. That's what network marketing is. We are the people that advertise. There aren't going to be billboards and commercials for Young Living. We are the people that are sharing that for them. And so it's really important that, especially now with everything that's happened in the past year, aren't you supporting all those local businesses around you to help keep them in business? All those smaller stores and those restaurants, everything that's in your community, and your friends are going to want to support you too. I'm not selling a product. I'm sharing my lifestyle and how it has changed my life. And then they are like, wait, I think I need some of that in my life too. So I really want to encourage you to don't think that you're selling something to your friends, because people aren't going to buy something that isn't interesting to them. They are going to be interested because your stories have made them want to know more and make them want to get into Young Living for whether it's the cleaning products or the oils or the supplements. So please don't be afraid of that, because that is where you want to start, because it's going to be where you gain the most confidence and realize that this is something that I can do, and it's going to help you build your own confidence and love for the products as well. So that's my story. And now I'm going to throw it back over to Tracy.
Oh, I love it. So many inspiring stories. I love this, just hearing all of it, and totally agree with the other ladies in the community. The community was something that I was searching for, not just within the oils community, but just and also like this business. So, what's interesting is that this business, right, network marketing, doing essential oils as a business, it was something that I had always wanted, but never knew existed. I used to work in a corporate job, and I actually really liked my corporate job. But the challenge with that was I started having children, right? When you're single, right? You're married or don't have children yet. I mean, it's pretty easy, right? I can stay all day. I often would work 10 hours a day, do my work at home. But once I started having kids, I really kind of felt like a part-time parent, to be real honest with you. I often say I was a weekend parent because I was paying someone else to raise my kids. That's what I had to do, right? I only saw my kids maybe 2 hours a day because they were in daycare all day. By the time they get home, we're showered, we eat dinner, they're in bed by 7:30. And I remember just feeling like, oh my gosh, how do I do this? Because I like working. I like having something of my own, right? But I hate leaving my kids, but I didn't know what I could do. Every other business model that I had looked at required me to have like a brick and mortar store. That's just actually taking more time away from my kids, right? I'd be stuck at this store all day long. I was thinking, okay, how do I do an online business? But then as I started trying to figure out all the things that were involved, I got so overwhelmed. I was like, this is too much. And so I just kept working that like daily grind. And here's what happened to us. So maybe you're in a similar situation where you have a corporate job or you're a teacher like Sherry and Wendy. I know Stacy had a corporate job as well. Whatever that kind of looks like, it's likely where you're trading time for dollars, right? Like you work 40 hours a week and you get paid 40 hours a week, whether you're salary or not, right? Like there's a trading your time for dollars kind of situation. And I remember thinking, this is it. This is like it. I do this until I retire. And then hopefully by then I can start like living my life and going on vacation. Like that's kind of the idea that I kind of bought into. But there was this yearning, right? Like there must be something out there, but I don't know what it is yet. And really what had happened to us was I said when I opened that my husband had autoimmune issues. which is kind of a common theme for all of us, it seems like, with Sherry and with Wendy too. With my husband, Trevor, his autoimmune issues were so severe. They were coupled with some back issues that he was having at the time as well, like to the point where they actually thought he needed to get fusion surgery. And so the two together, just coupled, like it was like debilitating. He couldn't get out of bed. He could barely move. He had a handicap pass. I mean, when all of this was going down, I think he was in his late 30s, early 40s. I mean, he was a young, healthy guy, more or less, except for all of these issues. And so what the reality for us was, you know, he had to go on disability. So let's just talk about trading time for dollars. He went on disability twice, right? I think each time was 4 or 6 months, something like that. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, not only are we, like, we were a 2-income family, thank goodness, but I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, he's not gonna be able to work anymore. And I remember just feeling this like panic of, how are we going to pay for our mortgage? How are we going to feed our family? Like, it was very overwhelming. And again, I was back to this, what do I do? Like, I'm not going to make the income to support my family doing what I'm doing now. It's a good income, but we need 2 of us to be doing it. And I just remember feeling just dread and overwhelm. And, you know, frankly, it was, I want to go back, and I wish I could go back and tell myself it's okay. There are options out there. And so this is why we like doing this call, because wherever you are in this, right? Maybe it's just learning to making an extra income. It's $500 or $1,000 a month, right? And that's it. Like, that's going to help you. Maybe it's replacing, you know, a part-time income. For me, I was like, I need to find something else. I want to be with my kids, but I still want to be able to earn an income. Like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I just need to just show me the way. And so when I got my oils, like Sherry, right, I just started sharing with my friends, and I was like, oh, well, this is a lot easier than I thought it would be. And I just started sharing that way. And that's when my eyes were open to this business model. And here's the thing, you guys, you know, we have the option, right, to go as little or as big as we want to go. We get to choose how many hours we want to put towards this. We get to choose to be our own boss. Like, I was like, sign me up for all of that. Yes, I'm in. I want all of it. And so that to me was, so what happened was just sharing with people. And as these paychecks came in, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, I think we can really do this. And funny enough, at the same time, my husband was starting to feel better, because guess what? We were making so many changes in our home that, you know, again, like the other ladies, right? We were finding that things in our home were triggers, foods were triggers. So as his health started to improve, right, we went from being scared of, oh my gosh, his income's going to go away, to now we're in we became into a position where he actually could leave that job and start something on his own, which is another option that you can do, right? So just love that we can do that with this business. So again, network marketing is like, you know, the business opportunity that you've probably always wanted, but never knew existed. And I kind of liken it to this. It's like a franchise, right? Like getting a franchise, but there's no overhead, there's no inventory, I don't ship anything. I literally just take care of the education and the marketing, like Sherry had talked about. So it's like getting that franchise of that comfort, right? Because it's a proven product. It's been in business for 27 years. I don't even need to make any of it, right? Young Living takes care of everything. I just do my portion, but I get paid like a business owner. I think about a franchise. My husband had a friend who got involved in a Subway franchise 20 years ago. It was over $200,000 to get a franchise. Think about the time it took before he even became profitable. 5, 6, maybe even 10 years, right? I was profitable, right? For me personally, profitable within, you know, a couple of months just from sharing with friends. I mean, you get your kit paid in the month before you even get your kit, which is pretty awesome. And then the other thing is, for anybody who's ever worked in corporate before, one of the objections that we often hear in network marketing is this that like pyramid thing? I'm with you. And I just want to nip that one in the bud, because I thought the same thing. I was like, it seems like that pyramid thing, but that I've heard of, then I want nothing to do with. Okay, so here's the thing. Young Living is a network marketing business. There's lots of different network marketing businesses out there, right? So network marketing is just this business model, right? Where it's like word of mouth advertising. So again, you don't have the overhead, the inventory, right? You just take care of the marketing. That's what makes it so amazing. But the great thing, the best thing about Young Living is their breadth of products, essential oils, Thieves cleaning products. I mean, we've talked about so many of this tonight. Ningxia Red, supplements, right? So no matter where people are, there's something for you, because Young Living is not just an essential oils company. They are a whole wellness company. Literally, my box that I get every month, that essential rewards box that Stacy was talking about, I don't shop at Target or Walmart or the health food store. Like, I don't go there because I get pretty much everything except like my produce and meat. Okay, if Young Living produced that, I'd be set. But pretty much everything else, like down to my toothpaste and my floss, comes from Young Living. Okay, so they're a whole wellness company, which makes it amazing. So no matter if someone's like, I don't know about oils, well, I've got lots of other stuff for you. We can replace all your cleaning products with Thieves. But here's the really interesting thing is not only is network marketing a proven business model. Okay, I want you to hear this, okay? Warren Buffett, right? Lots of entrepreneurs out there totally support the network marketing business model because it works. It's been around for over 100 years. And it's just an amazing business model. But here's kind of the thing that I had to go back to when I was thinking about my corporate job. Guess what? When I worked at my old corporate job, I want you to think about this. I think that corporate job was actually the pyramid, because guess who was up the top? The CEO. And then right under him was the executive suite, right? You know, the CFO, the COO, the CMO. Under that was like upper management, middle management, and then you got everybody else, right? Very unlikely for someone to make it to the top, but it's not like that in network marketing, right? You know, it's basically, like I said, like a referral based model, but it's not a pyramid like this. Someone, right, who is, you know, who sponsored me, for instance, you know, like your income potential, you can totally outgrow the people who are above, below, cross line to you, all of it, which is amazing. So I absolutely love this business model. And again, I think it's something that I think a lot of people should take a look at because it's, again, all the myths in our head. So let me show you something and then we're going to wrap this up. Okay. I'm going to share screen. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. So I wanted you to take a look at this. Can you guys see this? Okay, so this is the Young Living income disclosure. You can also go to youngliving.com/IDS. And what this tells you is sort of the average income by rank within the company. So I just want you to kind of take a look at this and think, you know, what is the annual income that could make a huge difference in your family's life? Is it that $1,400 a year, that $3,600, the $16,000? You know, for me, it was between that like 50 to 120 range that I was looking at to replace my old corporate job. But I want you to look at that and think, you know, what could really make a difference in your family's life right now? And then what could be life-changing? Like, oh my goodness, like knock my socks off. This is going to be amazing. It could totally change the legacy and the future of my family, right? Okay, so we covered a lot tonight. Everything from oils to business stories. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for being with us. So what's kind of the next step after this? So go back to the person who referred you to this class and tell them, number one, I'm ready to get my oils. And then number two, tell them, right, based on that income chart we just showed you, what could really help you and your family. They can help to point you to resources that we have in our team and training to help you get started and start sharing right away. You don't even have to have your kit yet. Once you get signed up, you can already start sharing before the kit's even in your hands. So thank you again for being with us tonight. Stacy, is there anything else you wanted to add before we go?
No, that's all. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies, for being here.